I'm Tatiana. I do intuitive healing. And let me tell you the story how this whole intuitive healing started for me and how I can help you. So, I was always very much into healing, looking for natural ways of healing, especially when my first child was born. And I was living back in Poland back then, and now I live in Australia. And at some point, bioresonance started to be extremely popular in Poland. And whenever I was going back to Poland, I was always going to this bioresonance clinic. Bioresonance, just really quickly, it's a machine that adjusts frequency in the body on a cellular level. My dream was always to have my bioresonance here and either for myself or open my little business. The best opportunity happened when the biggest disease of the world hit us. And that was the moment where I thought, and I spoke to my husband, let's just do it. Let's bring bioresonance to Australia. And I opened my own business. I did the course and everything was going really well. But I was always, as I have a psychological background as well, very much interested into mental health. Having a psychological background, I was always very practical. I never wanted people and myself to spend 10 years in therapy and keep talking about your traumas. And I also deep believe that there are some things that we don't know even what happened and they have influence on us. So this is when I heard about body codes. So when I've heard about body codes, the techniques that in a certain part of the bodies you release certain emotions, I did the course and I did body codes thing. And I thought this is the best thing in the world. However, while I started testing body codes on my clients, I was quite amazed because at some point I started seeing pictures, images, scenes. And at first, I wasn't sure what's that. Later on, I will tell you one story about, I think, one of the biggest ones from my client. Very interesting. And at the same time, I felt like I'm talking to you, but I'm somewhere else, connected to something else at the same time. And I started crying and yawn. Now I know that I was transmuting energy. So the way it works, like I said, I connect to the person, you connect with me, and I never know what's going to come. I start seeing either images, sometimes scenes from past lives, and with your permission, we clear them. Why this is so powerful? It's so powerful because we go deep, really deep on the energy level and clear things up from there. Because I truly believe that thanks to traumas, we develop lots of protection, but now we need to be more in the light. So when I see those images, I ask the client, would you like to release it? And the client says yes. I see how the image is changing, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes we need to go deeper because image is not changing, and by asking more questions, talking, we go very deep. And what I love about that we don't need to go and talk constantly and about what happened, especially that we have no access on a regular basis to the things that happened to our soul. It could be in the previous life as well, contracts, different things. My biggest story it was actually a young woman who felt that she doesn't want to live anymore. She was desperate. She tried basically everything. together with therapy and stuff. So I connected to her, and all of a sudden I see her in a Second World War situation where she's helping Jewish woman in ghetto. And this girl, when I told her this, she started crying. And she told me after, she never cries, but she started crying like crazy and releasing. And after a while, she was done. She said she doesn't need a therapy anymore. And she was free, and that she felt that she let the girl who had the Second World War pain go. So that's what's happening on my sessions, and that's why I call it intuitive healing. I don't believe I heal you. I believe we all have abilities to heal ourselves, but you allowing me to open the door so we can go deep into energetical level. I hope it helps. If you have more questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.